What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. Now, I have to make this episode a lot shorter than usual. Something came up, so I don't really have a lot of time to talk, but I have some time to talk about just some 2019 Falcons Minicamp news, and for the most part, I have good news. We're going to go over three things. It'll be, the first one is Julio Jones and his contract extension, and then we'll go over how Matt Ryan is impressed with the rookie O-lineman the team picked up in this year's draft. And then we'll go over why Austin Hooper and Desmond Trufant are not participating in the Falcons minicamp. But let's talk about Julio Jones and his contract extension, as reportedly it is almost certainly happening. They say he's going to get $22 million for 4 or 5 years. For all the diva Falcons fans out there saying, oh, Julio Jones is a diva because he doesn't show up to the workouts and the camp because he's not getting his money. Okay, answer me this. If you were the best receiver in the league, but you're not even getting paid to be the best receiver in the league when you're supposed to be, would you still show up? You know, obviously. Like, if he doesn't show up, what's the team going to do? They're not going to release him. They know that's a dumb idea. So, yeah, of course he's not going to show up to minicamps because he's not getting his money. And he deserves that money because he's the best receiver in the league, no question about it. So, you know what? I wouldn't show up either if I was him. But, you know what, Falcons fans? Here you go. He's going to report for the Falcons 2019 minicamp. And that's just kind of one reasoning on why I think this contract extension is definitely happening. I know in the past we kind of always say, oh, Julio Jones is going to get his contract extension, and it never really seemed to happen. This one, I think is happening. He's showing out to minicamp, and then also the news is just so specific on this. They say he's going to get $22 million for 4 or 5 years, which I think would make him the highest paid receiver in the league. If the media is just that specific on what he's going to get, that means the team has definitely been working on this. So because of how specific this media has been about his contract extension, and then Julio Jones showing out to minicamp, I think this definitely means the contract extension is going to happen. So hallelujah, Falcons fans. Julio Jones is staying for 4 or 5 years, maybe more, we'll see. But and then now, let's go over Matt Ryan as he is impressed with the rookie O-lineman from this year's draft. If you remember, obviously, the Falcons picked up Chris Lindstrom from Boston College and then Caleb McGarry from Washington. And they were both in the first round. Now, obviously, we all know Matt Ryan was sacked so many times last year. He was the 8th most sacked QB in the league, being sacked 42 times. And our rushing game was the 27th best rushing game in the league. And could you argue and say it was because Devontae Freeman got injured? I guess. But, I mean, you know, if a running back gets injured, you could also blame that on how bad the blocking is up front. So it's just the offensive line was not good at all last year. And when Matt Ryan says that he is impressed with the rookie O-lineman, that's already a big upgrade for our offensive line. And not only that, but as soon as the Falcons drafted those guys, remember Matt Ryan actually texted the team saying, thank you, I appreciate it. And this just comes to show this was probably the smartest move to make. And the Falcons definitely did so. They knew, you know, they needed to draft offensive linemen. And Matt Ryan is showing, thank you, you made the right move. And he's already impressed with the players that they picked up. And Devontae Freeman is coming back healthy, so our rushing game should definitely be improved. So with Matt Ryan being impressed with these players, our offensive line is definitely going to upgrade from last year. No more big sacks, like, you know, being sacked 42 times and then the rushing game being the 27th best in the league. It looks like our offensive line is going to be really good, and it was probably the right move to make for the team to address that issue. So thank you, Thomas Dimitroff, for doing that. Last but not least, we're going to go over Austin Hooper and Desmond Trufant as they will not participate in the Falcons minicamp this year. Austin Hooper will not participate because of a foot injury. But on the bright side, the team says that he's going to be ready to go as soon as training camp hits. So this obviously shows, it's nothing. The foot injury is not anything big. He'll just perform really well in the season. It's not going to affect him, or at least it's not going to affect him that much. He just has to skip out on minicamp is all. And then Desmond Trufant will not participate because of a personal issue. That's the only thing I don't really know a lot about, nor do I feel like we even need to know about that anyway. So we'll just kind of have to have a wait and see approach with Desmond Trufant if he even shows out to, I guess he'll probably show out to training camp and then obviously be the starter when the season comes around. But for the mini camp, he just will not participate. With Austin Hooper's foot injury, it's going to be fine. He's going to play great in the season. It's not like this is going to affect him that much. He just has to skip out in minicamp is all. But that's really all I had to talk about. It's just really great news for the Falcons minicamp. And it looks like Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn are working hard to make this Super Bowl happen, paying Julio Jones, getting offensive linemen. This is just really smart moves from Thomas Dimitroff and just Dan Quinn, the whole Falcons organization in general. So it is great to be a Falcon, guys. 2019 is sounding so promising. That's really all I had to say, guys. Sorry I had to make this episode a little bit shorter. I promise this Friday's episode is going to be a lot longer than this one. Something just came up, man, so I had to make it a little shorter. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure to smash that like button, blow up the comment section, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any weekly content. And there's new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. I will see you guys this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And it'll be a lot longer than this one, but thank you for listening. I will see you this Friday. Rise up.